What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to go over something that I've always not so much wondered about, because I actually do know how this works, but that's something you guys probably did. So you know that owls are one of the most successful hunters in the animal kingdom, essentially. Like, I actually just went over a whole other video on how their hearing is very well. I think I did that last week, so you guys can check out the card most likely, and it'll be there. Um, but tonight I thought, what goes along with that excellent hearing is their flying. Yeah, think about it. Owls are one of the few species in the world of nocturnal birds, right? And they fly at night, but when they fly, you can't even hear them flap their wings. Think about it, right? Like when you hear a pigeon take off, you hear like the fluttering, flapping noise. Okay, when a chicken flies off the ground, you hear the flapping noise. When owls fly, you don't even know that they're there. They can fly so silently, they can snatch birds out of nests, and the birds don't even know what hit them, literally. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just find an article that explains exactly how that works? Because how it works is really cool. It's all in their wing shape and their feathers. Like, they took flying silently to a whole other level, and it'd be crazy what we could actually learn from them and their ability to do this. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this article in just a second. But before we do that, guys, I need you guys to do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on all those notification bells so you never miss another video from me, as well as drop a comment down below. I want to know, have you guys ever seen an owl? Have you guys ever actually been able to like hold one on your arm? Because I know a few people out there that watch this are probably some type of bird lovers and might have gotten a chance to do that. What's your favorite type of owl? And yeah, anything else you guys might want to know or comment down below, please. I'm looking for ideas, and I would love you guys' input. All that being said, though, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, like I always like to say, guys, I don't own the rights to this article. I simply use them to pass along information. This particular article comes from audubon.org. If you guys like, please go over there and show them some love, and stick around and we'll go through this together. This article is The Silent Flight of Owls Explained. Even large owls, like barred and barn owls, manage to fly nearly silently through the trees. How do they pull it off, and why? I don't know who snapped that picture, but that is like one of the coolest pictures of an owl. Like, I can see all of its feathers like come out. A few evenings ago, while walking through the forest at dusk, my daughter stopped us in our tracks with a loud shush. As we stopped to listen, she pointed towards a mooing sound on the trail just ahead of us. And there, two fledgling barred owls perched on a wooden railing. As we carefully approached, first one, then the other, flew noisily upwards. Each beat of their still fuzzy wings whirred like a fan blade slicing through the air as they slowly and awkwardly flapped up to a nearby tree branch. It won't be long before these downy juveniles grow into their adult feathers and gain the amazing ability, shared by many owls around the world, to fly almost soundlessly through the trees. When most birds fly, the air turbulence created by their wing flapping produces sound, and typically, the larger and faster a bird is, the noisier its flight. But not owls. Even large species like the barn owl or great horned owl can fly virtually silently, a quality that has long fascinated scientists. Yeah, another example I was about to give is like a hummingbird. You know, hummingbirds sound like a brrr as they flutter around you. You can hear their wings beating. That's because their wings are going so fast. And how hummingbirds fly is actually another video that I'll get into at some point. If I get like, we'll say 20 likes on this one, I'll for sure do that next, or the next time I actually get a chance to go. Owls have a set of unique wings and feather features that enable them to reduce locomotion-induced sound, says Krista Lepien, a graduate student at the University of California, Riverside, who recently presented her work on the evolution of silent owl flight at the annual Behavioral Sciences Conference in Ontario, Canada. They have large wings relative to their body mass, which let them fly unusually slow, as slowly as 2 miles per hour for a large species like the barn owl, by gliding noisily with little flapping. Additionally, the structure of their feathers serves as a silencer. Comb-like serrations on the leading edge of the wing feathers break up the turbulent air that typically creates a swooshing sound. These smaller streams of air are further dampened by a velvet texture unique to owl feathers and by a soft fringe on a wing's trailing edge. These structures together streamline the airflow and absorb the sound produced. The sound dampening structures didn't evolve by chance. Silent flight is clearly crucial for many owl survival, and two long-held hypotheses attempt to explain this ability. The stealthy hunting hypothesis holds that owls fly inaudibly so that prey can't hear them coming and have less time to escape. On the flip side, the prey detection hypothesis poses that silent flight aids owls in hearing and tracking prey. If you are trying to navigate to your next meal, like a mouse or vole scuttling quietly along the ground in the dark, you don't want your noisy wing beats impeding your own hearing ability. You know, and honestly, like I said, I just did a whole video on how awesome owl's hearing is. So based off of that video, I'd almost be more inclined to believe the second one. Like they evolved that face shape so that way they could hear like their prey extremely well. So it would kind of make sense that they would want to stay themselves as quiet as possible to amplify that hearing. So maybe their silent flight was just a not so much a side effect, but more like a bonus of that hearing. All right, and this is going to be like the structures they were talking about. This is close-up images of great horned owl's wings. On the left, you can see the leading edge comb. It's this width of Lepien measured for her study. On the right, the trailing edge fringe, diagram Christy Lepien. So basically, so here's like the leading edge, so the front edge on the wing. So that's right here, right? So the air hits that and it breaks into small streams to travel over the wing. And so instead of just like one big rush of air, it's more like a bunch of little rushes of air. And then the back half actually breaks that up even more. Lepien is investigating which of these two hypotheses explain the silent flight of owls. She has closely examined feather and wing structures in 70 owl species and analyzed their traits, accounting for their evolutionary relationships and history. For each species, she photographed the leading edge comb, the noise-cutting serrating fringe on the owl's outermost flight feathers. Then, aided by an image analysis program, she measured each comb's width and length among the features. Generally, the wider the comb, the less sound the wings make as it flaps. She then compared feather structure with dietary difference among species. Because owls are present on every continent except Antarctica, they occupy an array of ecological niches and eat many different kinds of prey. Under the stealthy hunting hypothesis, we expect owls hunting organisms that hear well like mammals to have increased features associated with silent flight, Lepien says. And owl hunting prey that don't hear well like insects and prey that can hear them approach like fish should have decreased features that aid in silent flight. So far, that's what she's found. Fish-eating owls have narrower combs, meaning less noise quietly by their feathers, compared to owls eating other types of prey. Some, such as the tawny fish owl and insect-eating burrowing owl, had little to no comb at all. We also find that owls hunting mammals have increased comb width, more quieting compared to owls hunting insects. Lepien says these findings she suggests support the stealthy hunting hypothesis. Under the prey detection hypothesis, Lepien predicted that owls hunting at night, when auditory cues are most important, would have more noise-canceling feathers structures compared to owls like snowy owls and burrowing owls that are active by day. That's also what we find, she says, in the form of greater comb widths in nocturnal versus diurnal owls. So it appears that both hypotheses are correct depending on the owl. Owls that hunt prey with good hearing and owls that hunt at night, or both, have feathers that reduce noise. I wasn't expecting to find support for both hypotheses, Lepien said. Next, she'll broaden her analysis after measuring yet more owl species this summer at the Natural History Museum Ornithology Collection in Tring, near London, England. As for those rapidly growing young barn owls, on my next evening walk in the forest, chances are they'll hear me, but as they flap their way through the trees, I probably won't hear them. So there you have it. That's pretty much how owls fly silently. It's literally all in their wings and their feathers, and they've just basically evolved wings that are designed specifically to muffle noise. Now, like I said, not all owl species do this, only the ones that really need to. And, I like her. I thought she did great work. And it sort of makes sense for both, but I don't know if she took the owl's own hearing into account when it comes to this. I guess I sort of definitely misunderstood like what they meant. They meant like the prey's hearing versus the owl's hearing. But like I said, since owls have great hearing, maybe the two coincided together. You know what I mean? So that way, like the ones that are hunting at night that need their hearing to be great have, evolved the feathers and the wings that help them do that. So maybe that's a theory. Maybe it's one that somebody else can look into. I'm obviously not a scientist, so I don't have the funding and junk to do that. So, but maybe tell me what you guys think. Anybody out there? That's my running hypothesis. but I'm not right. Obviously, trust the woman who did all the research. And yeah, guys, so let me know what you think. Do you think that I could be right? Do you think she's 100% right? Which most likely she probably is, to be honest with you. Have you guys ever seen any owls? And if you have any photos of owls that you would like, please share them with me because I would love to see them. Go ahead, follow me on all of my social medias. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, as well as turn on those notification bells. And I will see you guys in the next video.